Working as an Ottumwa police officer, you never know how your day will go, but everyone at the department works together to serve the community in their own way. For Sergeant Blake Leffler, who's been at the Ottumwa Police Department for 6.5 years, his shift begins the same every day. He comes in, changes into his uniform, and checks to make sure all his gear is ready to go.
Check in with the supervisor from whatever shift I'm relieving, in this case be first shift, make sure there isn't anything pressing that's ongoing or things that I need to know about before we get started.
The sergeant then checks in with dispatch to let them know who's on shift and what their assigned areas are.
Then after that we'll come into roll call and I'll meet with the entire shift. We'll go over any wanted people, warrants, any special circumstances that we have going on, extra patrol areas that we need to focus on, any shift business that we might have. Cover all that in roll call. After that we'll break and everybody will go and answer calls and do their business.
But if you are the chief of police, your day starts off a little differently.
My typical day when I come in, I drive around in the morning and look for illegally parked vehicles because that's an issue here in Ottumwa.
The chief and Sergeant Leffler's daily job differs from that of a street patrol officer.
I don't do a whole lot of cop work anymore. I don't get to go out and chase bad guys like I used to.
Instead, both the chief and sergeant have more responsibilities. Sergeant Leffler is a watch supervisor, which differs from a field supervisor.
The watch commanders typically are in charge of the schedule, policy review, and just the overall management of the shift. The field supervisor is in charge of field operations, and typically the field supervisor will spend more time in the field going to calls with the officers, being available in the field at the calls to answer questions or make decisions on scene.
However, if there's only one supervisor working that shift, they will take over for each other. During my ride-alongs with Sergeant Leffler, most of our time was spent driving around, and he says that's what 90% of their job consists of. But Leffler says that's not all the job consists of.
A lot of people think all we do is arrest people and write tickets, and that's not necessarily true.
Reporting in Ottumwa, Iowa, Alex Wilson, KTVO News.